students, welcome to Standard 9 Subject Mathematics, Chapter 5, Introduction to Euclid Geometry. This is in lecture number 7 we are, and before this lecture we have seen the all 5 postulates of Euclid's. Before that we have seen axioms, before that we have seen definitions. So all definitions, axiom and postulate we have seen. Now some more words are there in maths that should be understood. See, a system of axioms that we have seen, many axioms were given by Euclid. So a system of axioms is called consistent when these axioms are called consistent if it is impossible to deduce from these axioms a statement that contradicts any axiom or previously proved statement. Means if you are giving a statement that is called axiom, it will be called axiom. But when it will be called consistent, if by that axiom, if you are making one statement and that statement is not contradicting, impossible to contradict any other axiom or any statement, other statement which is previously proved, it should not contradict it. So that statement which is used, which is made by using axiom, is called consistent. Once again, if we are giving an axiom which is universally true, but if you are making a statement from that and it is contradicting any other statement, it is opposite to any other statement, then it will not call consistent. That means when it is called consistent, that statement which is made by the axiom never contradicts the previously proved statement or any other axioms. Then it will be consistent. Next, the statements that were proved are called propositions or theorems. The statements which are proved, they are called propositions and theorems. And previously we have seen the statement which need not to be proved, universally proved, are called axioms or postulates. Means axiom and postulates are the statement which is taken as granted because they are universally true, they need not to be proved. And if the statement is proved, then they are called propositions or theorems. Euclid deduced 465 propositions in a logical chain. How many statements Euclid propositions he has proved or deduced? Euclid deduced 465 propositions in a logical chain, in a logical way. So this way, these 3 points are also important, in which about the consistent, when the axiom is called consistent, that is given. Here the proposition or theorem, what it is called, is given, that the statement, if it is proved, it is called propositions or theorems. And Euclid, how many propositions deduced Euclid? About that, the 465 propositions Euclid deduced in a logical chain. Now we are starting example 1 from here. And it's very simple. If A, B, C are 3 points on a line, like this way, a line is given, A, B, C, 3 points are on that, and B lies between A and C, as in the figure again, B lies between A and C, then prove that AB plus BC equal to AC, AB plus BC equal to AC, that we want to prove. So in prove that type questions, always in geometry, we will write it in at least 3 steps, in which we will write first the data in first step. Data means the given things. What is given in the question, that we will note here. And the next step we will write to prove from that given things, which things we want to prove, that we will write here. And then we will give the proof of it. So in the first step, data, what is given in this question? This A, B, C are 3 points on a line and B lies in between A and C. So that we have noted here, A, B, C are 3 points on a line and B lies between A and C. This is given. So it is written in data. Now to prove, what we want to prove in this statement, that AB plus BC equal to AC, that we have noted, that we have to prove AB plus BC equal to AC. Now how to prove that, we'll see in proof. So in figure we can see AC coincides with AB plus BC. It means the whole AC is coincides with AB and BC. If you plug AB and BC here, then it gives AC. We can see in the figure. So we can say that AC coincides with AB plus BC. Then AC is made. So AC coincides with AB plus BC. Now recall by Euclid's axiom 4. Euclid's axiom 4 we have noted in earlier lectures, and it was things which coincide with one another, like here AC coincides with AB and BC, are equal to one another. If AC coincides with AB plus BC, then these two will be equal by this axiom. So it can be deduced that AB plus BC equals to AC. Since this axiom 4 was there. What is that again? Things which coincides with one another, means this thing AC is coincides with this. So these two will be equal. So AC equal to AB plus BC, or you can say AB plus BC equal to AC. So hence the proof we have very simply. But here which axiom is used, that we have to mention, and that statement also we have to give to support the proof. Example 2 now. Prove that an equilateral triangle can be constructed on a given line segment. If line segment is given, on that you can draw an equilateral triangle that we want to prove here in example. So again it is a prove that type question, so we categorize in at least 3 steps. In the first step we will write data. What is given? On a given line segment, means line segment is given. So say the line segment which is given the name as AB. We are taking the name as the line segment given as AB. Line segment AB is given. And now what we have to do on this line segment AB? We have to draw a triangle using this line segment. Say the triangle which is made on using AB, this triangle ABC. On AB we have to draw, and that is equilateral triangle that we have to prove in the question. Equilateral triangle it is. So it is taken into proof. In this question, because the construction also given and proof also given, so we will construct first. So in construction here I have shown the given AB. Because line segment AB is given, so this is given AB shown. Now we want to draw on that a triangle which is the equilateral triangle. So steps are also given. We will use these steps using Euclid's postulate number 3. If you see that in last lecture we have written 5 postulates. In that third postulate, if you read, it was a circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. A circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. So we have drawn 2 circles here. Construct circle. This is the notation, symbolical way of presenting circle, in which this first letter shows the center name and after comma the radius measurement. So circle AAB means center will be A and AB is the radius. How it is? See. We put the rounder point on A and we will take the radius as AB. Rounder point on A, stretch the pencil up to B. So this will be the AB radius taken and center as A. We will draw this way circle. A circle is drawn. Carefully you will draw. Exact the radius you will take. This arc is drawn. This is called the part of circle. So we can say the whole circle. Actually, you can draw the whole circle, but it is only the one part of that circle is shown here. How the circle is drawn? Taking the center as A and radius as AB. This way the circle is drawn. So construct the circle AAB, that is done here, and circle BAB. Circle BAB means that circle we have to draw whose center is B and the radius is AB again. So center as B. Actually this is the given figure, so we will not do anything on here. We will show it on the next step. So circle AAB means center as A and radius as B. We will draw this way. Circle AAB. And then circle BAB means on the same B as a center and A as a radius. So BAB same as radius and we will draw this way. So two circles are drawn. AAB, this is AAB and this is BAB. Circle AAB and circle BAB is drawn this way. And such that circle AAB means this circle and circle BAB means this circle. Intersection means where they are intersecting each other at point C. So this point we will say as C, where they are intersecting. This intersection point is C point. Now third step is we have to join this AC and BC. That is, draw AB and AC to form triangle ABC. If you join AC and BC, how it will look like? We will show on third figure here. It will look like C point is here, suppose. So it will look like joining AC and BC. You can see the angle ABC is formed. The C point. So this way, line segment AB was given. What we have done in next step? We have drawn circle AAB and circle BAB. Both are intersecting at C point. Now we have joined AC and BC. So it looks like AC and BC joining, the triangle ABC is formed. Now what is remaining? This way the construction is done. Now we want to prove that this ABC triangle is equilateral triangle. So here the proof is given. After constructing triangle ABC, the proof we have to give that the triangle ABC which is formed is equilateral triangle. So here AB equal to AC. Why? AB equal to AC. Why is AB equal to AC? And AB equal to BC also. Why? Both of this. Because they are radii of the same circle. You know that if you draw a circle, all the radius in the same circle will be equal. So AB from the center A, AB is radius, AC is also radius. So AB equal to AC you can write first. Then from here when the circle was drawn, B is center, AB is radius. And this way the circle is drawn. So AB is also radius and BC is also radius. So you can say AB equal to BC also. Because both the things, these two are radius of the same circle, these two are also the radius of same circle. So radii of the same circle are equal. Now see these two, AB equal to AC and AB equal to BC as well. So combining what we can say, AB equal to AC equal to BC. Because both are AC and BC are both equal to AB. So all the combination you can say AB equal to AC equal to BC. If AB equal to BC equal to AC, all the three sides are equal in this triangle. So thus the triangle ABC is an equilateral triangle. This way we can give you the proof also. So this type of example in which we have done the construction also, because about the construction was given and with the steps we have done. And constructing the triangle we have proved this triangle is equilateral triangle also. So this way we have to answer it, and these are the steps to prove anything with construction is given. So with construction